Hey everyone, this is Greg with Spotted Tongue Woodworking, and today I'm going to show you how I made this custom crown molding using only my table saw and some simple math. Making a large cove cut like this on the table saw can seem intimidating at first, but an online calculator such as this one at Fine Woodworking makes it easy to figure out. Because I was looking for a 1/2 inch deep cove cut, I needed to set my table saw blade to a 1/2 inch for the maximum depth of the cut. And to achieve the 3.5 inch width of the cove cut, I needed to set an auxiliary fence to 38 degrees. I set my miter gauge to 38 degrees in order to set the fence that I will need to place across the face of the tabletop. Figuring out exactly where the cut is going to be, I know that it is going to be 3.5 inches across the width of my total piece. So to set my offset, I line it up on the fence with the miter gauge, and I will grab a pencil and I will actually mark it on the insert plate exactly where I want that fence to go. With the line marked on the insert plate, I'm able to set my auxiliary fence on the face of the table, clamping it at the front and the rear in order to ensure that this fence piece will not move. As you will soon see, I only set a fence on the front edge. Many setups you will see a fence on both the front and the rear of the pathway for the workpiece. I only set the front because in my mind, the saw blade will actually be pushing the workpiece into the fence, eliminating the need for a rear fence. I was corrected on this, and next time I will be installing two fences. Goes through the saw blade at each height. I'll just raise the saw blade just a little bit, incrementally increasing the height of the blade until I reach my desired depth of cut. I had previously made a sample piece that I am now coming back to and trying to replicate, so this is not, there's a little bit of figuring at this part, making sure that I hit the exact same depth of cut as I did on my sample piece to make sure that the pieces are consistent across each run of crown molding. Now that all the pieces are cut to the same cove depth, it's time to turn the crown molding into crown molding. I will be cutting the spring angles on all the pieces. Common spring angles are all over the place. I'm just going for 45, 45 because my table saw doesn't go beyond 45 degrees. Some spring angles, I think a common one is 38, 52, and I haven't figured out how to cut a 52-degree angle on my table saw. I really like this Cove profile. I think the 45-degree actually works well with it. This Cove profile seems to be very common right now. It's very modern, very clean. It's in the modern farmhouse craftsman style that is really coming back into vogue at the moment. One of the drawbacks of cutting this out on the table saw is that the Cove profile looks smooth on video, but is very rough from the circular motion of the teeth of the saw blade. This was a combination 40-tooth blade, so not the finest blade that you could be using to cut this cove out. And so after this is all done, I will have a lot of scraping and sanding that I will need to do in order to clean up the profile on the inside before I paint these pieces. Stay tuned for the finished product that these pieces of crown molding are going to end up on. I'm really excited about this build. I will actually be finishing it up soon. So again, stay tuned and we'll see you soon.